Severance for me was not long after it first came out, just a few months ago, and that was when I had the flu as well. So I'm not just recovered from COVID, but I remember like a few months ago when I had the flu, and I locked myself away so I didn't spread the germs to anyone else. And I kind of binge watched this, and it was very weird because my time watching Severance was pretty much in the spare room, and then almost going out and doing a bit of interaction with the family, and then going back in the spare room, going to bed early when everyone's tired, and watching stuff. And it was this weird thing. It's like I'm experiencing this TV show, and outside of this room, no one else in the family had any idea of the show, and no one to talk to about it. So it was a really odd, and it really got under my skin. And I thought it was amazing. I'm hoping you enjoyed it.
Give a one-sentence synopsis for anyone who's about to or hasn't watched it yet.
Okay, so
Well, have a couple of sentences, yeah.
So the idea is that your work you and your home life you aren't aware of each other and don't remember what they've done. So the idea of you getting through your day, and at first you think, wouldn't it be great if you don't remember your day job? All you're remembering is getting paid and having all your evenings to yourself. You don't remember anything that you do during the day. That's quite a good thing. You've got no work life to it. You're just all this. The flip side of that is the work you has no idea about your family life.
Anything.
Anything. Only that work you. So this idea of what would that do to your personalities, having these two separate lives. The style of the show's got a slightly... it's obviously got a twinge of futurism about it to try and explain the fact that why they've got this technology.
Yeah, I've tried to explain it. It's that kind of corporate blank,
but it's got like a strange
office, clinical,
Kafka-esque. There you go.
Very nice, very nice.
Yeah, but then it's got a bit of a Kubrick-ish about it. This doesn't saying people. Some of the episodes are directed by Ben Stiller.
Yes.
Whatever you think that would be, it's not. It's not like Zoolander or anything. There are bits that are really funny and quirky in it. John Turturro's excellent in it. Christopher Walken's in it.
Yep.
That's excellent. There's characters. There's the lead girl in it with the red hair. I've never seen anything before. She's excellent. I mean, that idea of that person just waking up and just, where am I? And it's like, because that's what if you agree to this operation, whatever.
Yeah.
You wake up at work one day, and then it's like, you have decided, though you can't remember, you've decided that you've had this operation now, so you're severed. So this is your work life. And at the end of the day, you go in an elevator, ping, you just walk out the elevator at the start of the day again. You don't remember anything that happened in the evening.
Yeah, you've got no knowledge of resting, have you? There's no detox, so you literally isn't it? So Rob, let me come in on this now. I love this. This was so good. It's got that. What do they call it? Was it George Orwell or was it someone else? Don't they call it 20 minutes into the future? It's a phrase. It's got that. So, which is weird because his home life is very, very normal and real. Kind of. He's got his own. You find out, don't you, throughout series why all of these. There's not a bigger cast actually. Why all these cast have done these severance?
Yeah, it does a nice job of leaking the information out to you, like drip feeding it, doesn't it? Just the right pace to keep you hooked.
I thought, what's her name now, Rob? The lady who plays his next door neighbour. Is it Amanda? The boss.
Yeah.
I've gone blank. She's fabulous because she's like keeping an eye on Adam Scott's character in the real world, and it's really. I found it really chilling at times. So they're doing this data management of which you never quite know exactly what they're doing. There's only 4 of them in this office.
Patricia Arquette.
Patricia Arquette. There we go. She's fabulous.
She's very good because she's kind of almost playing dual roles in it as well, isn't she? Which she does really well.
It's that thing of where some of them are being indoctrinated into the system, and it's like a cult, isn't it? There's this leader. What's his name? It's Kia, isn't it? It's Kia who came up with the. Is it meant to be like, what do you call it? A cult. Oh, what's the name of that thing that Tom Cruise is part of? Scientology.
Oh, like Scientology.
Is it meant to be like a wheel? Because when they show it in the real world as well, it's like this popular.
It's alluded to a bit, isn't it? Where it's got these like relative history characters that are almost like this, taking on this like sort of religious, importance or something, which is a bit sort of weird. So there is a little bit of that. Tonally, didn't it remind you of Devs?
Oh, very much so. Yeah, very much so. It wasn't as, in Devs, there's lots of slow sweeping around of cameras when not happens. This I thought was tighter. There wasn't any boring bits in it. What I really, really loved, and I thought this was fabulous, was the relationship between John Turturro and Christopher Walken. It was like slightly older, middle-aged two guys falling in love, aren't they? Little by little. Sort of essentially, it was really sweet. It was just
it's like a little workplace romance chemistry thing between them. And there's a guy in the guy who's their sort of like handler and then keeps coming in.
Oh yeah, he's really quite scary in places, isn't he?
Yeah, but then there's really fun bits, isn't it, when they have these little treats and things like this. It's a show which I'd be hard pressed to think anyone would really not like it.
I think it's.
Is it? Do you think it's a bit cold and detached for some people? Some people might not.
There's no action in it, is there? There's no car chases or anything like that. And I've got to be honest, in episode 2, I think it is, where his mate turns up and he's sort of kind of having memories. I said to myself, oh, okay, I know what's going to happen here. They're going to try and do this or that. And it didn't. It went in a completely different way.
Yeah, I mean, what's clever in that sort of, these kind of like, it's like the Abrams thing, which isn't it, with Lost and stuff. It's like this puzzle box show.
Yeah.
But what's clever with Severance is the things at the start where you think, that's the puzzle, that's the thing we're going to solve. We're going to find out the reason why that is. But by the end of the show, some of those problems haven't been resolved, and other things have that you weren't thinking about at the time. And it isn't just why are they in there, what are they doing in there? Other things come out, don't they? And it kind of goes down a different path.
And it's weird, isn't it? Because they're using video cassettes or CD-ROMs, aren't they?
Yeah.
And their computers look quite weird, old.
We're seeing a lot of that lately, CRT. There's that thing when we were talking about Legion, and then we're talking about Loki, and then it does it in this. This seems to be a real stylistic thing now, where you just have slightly, like you say, 20 minutes in the future, but they've still got reel-to-reel cassettes and stuff like this. Yeah. It's definitely a style thing now.
And it's that thing, isn't it, of... So is her name Helly R, the lady with the red hair. She is seeing it from our point of view. She feels trapped. She feels like she's a prisoner. And then she gets videos from herself, doesn't she, saying, no, I've put you in here. It's okay.
Yeah. But this idea of half of your personality, half of you, half of your own life being like a stranger to you. It's just a strange concept. It's weird.
It was really... And also, very, very... I found this movie really quiet. Like, there was times that I just couldn't take my eyes off the screen. Things like... There's like these personal wellness sessions, isn't there? And it's like, your outside you likes animals. Your on an outie, they call it an outie, don't they? Your outie is good at crosswords. Your outie helps people cross the road. And it's like, in like Blade Runner where they did the Voight Kampf test.
Yes.
It's this really oppressive kind of, and then they go in the break room, don't they? And that was a bit when they get punished. They go in a break room and they're looking at this screen, aren't they? And they read a passage, is that right? And it says, I'm really sorry for what I've done. And he's like, right, say it again. And it's like, you want to scream at them. No, just run. There's a very good scene where they say to, I think it is that Heliar, right, there's the door. She tries to get out, doesn't she? And from her perspective,
I think
the minute she gets out, she sees herself coming back in, because obviously she gets out.
I think it's well thought out. I really feel as if they've got this concept, and then a writer's room have really picked it apart and said, well, what would stop you from doing this, or want you to do that? What happens if a person wants to do this? and I feel like it feels tight. It feels like they've actually thought about all these different things within a sci-fi universe. Essentially, it feels tight.
One bit that I thought was really clever. Sorry, everyone, if we're spoiling this, but even if we feel like we're spoiling it, watch it, because what we're doing is just.
I would think if you are, well, but then it's such an odd show that I suppose you.
There's not really a plot to spoil.
Random, isn't it?
There is a spoiler which I don't think we ought to say, which is about some of the things in the last episode. So I won't say about one plot device that I really did like was, you know, his brother-in-law, he's quite a I don't know how you describe his brother-in-law. He's written this book, hasn't he, full of like self-help. He's a bit of a dick. Self-help guru. But weirdly, that book ends up in the office, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's just
and they read it, and to them, it's like a serious, really amazing thing, because they've got no concept of being in the real world.
The interesting with that is because it's not just like you not remembering all your outside life and what you did, but it's almost like you're a blank slate starting fresh, like a baby. It's a job where you just think you don't have all that extra background knowledge of films and TVs and books that you've read, and what would that be like? You're like an infant.
And it's like
it's clever.
It's like that thing where most of the people have had something happen in their life, which is why they signed up for this procedure. Really good. It's really there's lots of metaphors for the real world, I found as well. So you've got things like people petitioning against Severance, which could be any manner of things in real life. Apple TV have got this summed up. They've got some really good series, and the design of the credits, the simple fonts, I love it. I love it so much. I love it so much. It's really good series. I can't wait to watch more if there's another series. I don't know if there is or not.
Yeah, they are doing some more, they said.